Empire Records was directed by Allan Moyle and released in 1995. The movie follows a group of young employees at the independent record store they work at. The whole thing takes place over a single day. The tone combines humor and drama with iconic music to capture an idealized version of youth culture in the mid-90s. Lucas, played by Rory Cochrane, discovers the independent record store he works at, Empire Records, is being bought out by a faceless chain called Music Town. Lucas decides he wants to buy the store himself to keep it pure for him and his fellow employees. Having nowhere near the money to pull this plan off, he decides to take all the money the store earns in a day and bring it to Atlantic City. Of course, this plan fails and he loses all the money. This is where the story gets going. As we meet each quirky member of the Empire Records staff, we get a feeling of their unique idiosyncrasies. Joe, played by Anthony LaPaglia, is the store manager and something of a father figure to the rest. He's just as frustrated with the corporate buyout as the rest of them are. AJ, played by Johnny Whitworth, is a lovesick artist. With their time working together apparently coming to a close, he decides he'll confess his feelings to Corey, played by Liv Tyler. Corey is an overachieving high school student with a crush for washed-up pop star Rex Manning. Manning, played by Maxwell Caulfield, is set to make an appearance at Empire Records that very day. Corey's best friend Gina, played by Renee Zellweger, is rebellious and known for getting around. Deb, played by Robin Tunney, is a troubled employee who appears near a mental break. Mark, played by Ethan Embry, is all in on music and wants to start his own band. Burko, played by Coyote Shivers, is a musician who works at the store as well. I spent the time listing the extensive cast of young talent because this was a big thing in 90s movies. Studios would line up a who's who of young talent of the day, and some of them would hit it big where it seemed like every young star would go on to be a household name. Empire Records hit a couple, but the rest kind of faded with time. None of that is an indication of the movie itself. This is a really fun time capsule type of movie of an era in movie making that we don't see anymore. Lucas returns to the store after losing all the money that wasn't his to begin with in Atlantic City. Joe's furious, not so much with Lucas for losing the money, but at their hopeless seeming situation. With everything going on, the employees still have to prepare for Rex Manning's arrival. They're excited about it, but the upcoming presence of a celebrity also has tensions rising. The characters all seem like outside of work, most of them wouldn't have much in common or have anything to do with each other. When Deb reveals she attempted suicide the night before, they band together. They put on a mock funeral, but this isn't to make light of her situation. It's a bonding moment among all of them, making them friends more than co-workers. When Corey finally meets Manning, she's deflated as she realizes he's not the man she thought he was. This wakes her up a bit and she drops her facade. A true character moment comes out. The situation worsens when Gina and Rex have an encounter, and Gina starts to regret it. This drives a wedge between Gina and Corey. More teen angst creates drama amongst the characters, but the movie never lets things get too heavy. There's a lot of comic relief, dream sequences, and plenty of music thrown in to break it up. As the movie nears the climax, Joe decides to take matters into his own hands. He hosts an impromptu concert in an attempt to raise money to save the store. Of course, being a 90s movie, the community rallies around the employees, and together their plan is a success. Empire Records remains independent. The movie ends on a hopeful note. Saving the store is a new beginning. AJ and Corey start up a relationship, and the other characters have grown individually, but also closer together as friends. Explaining the movie and all the characters got a little convoluted and clunky, even though the plot seems very typical of a simple 90s comedy. There's a big cast that needed to be explained, and everyone's role is something of a trope. Despite a lot of this familiarity and sameness, the heart of Empire Records has its standout as memorable entry in the teens saving the day when finding themselves sub-genre of the 90s. It doesn't hurt that it stars Liv Tyler either. I'm not sure if seeing this movie for the first time later in your life will have the same impact, but when you see this movie at the right age, it does stay with you. Upon its release, Empire Records received mixed reviews. Critics felt that the plot was disjointed and some of the character development was weak. I feel those issues even come across in this brief recap of the movie. But the other part, in the familiarness and likability, transcends the technical shortcomings. Many other movie fans agree, and Empire Records became a cult hit over time. The main reasons cited are the nostalgic depiction of 90s youth culture, the memorable soundtrack, and the ensemble cast. Check out this video next for another retrospective.